E-Gaming Bets. We accept bets on computer games online since 2011. Referral system for regular users and the first deposit bonus. Gaming devices store and the best choice of payment systems. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, Counter-Strike and StarCraft, World of Tanks and League of Legends. EGB.com. You know for sure who's going to win.
Hello and welcome to, I suppose, the Star Ladder channel for once. We are going to be just doing a show match between EGB and G2A, and, well, I don't really know what to expect at all from this. We can make jokes all we want about some of their catchphrases and throw those into the mix along the way, but realistically, I don't know what to expect.
Well, the thing is, and the thing that makes this exceptionally difficult, is we actually have no idea who's playing. So we literally have here. We have
EGB and G2A.
in terms of players, like we have to kind of look at it.
Jim, Bill,
Yep.
Alan,
Bob, Kevin.
Raheem.
Yeah, Raheem is playing. Definitely. No Raheem. He's been playing a lot of VSEA apparently.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Your boy.
Yeah.
No, yeah, really, we don't have too much to actually sort of talk about other than I suppose we can hopefully have a look at the maps and what will actually be coming up. I was kind of hoping that they'd go for the more AIM style of map or maybe even switch into something a little bit different, but it's not looking like we're going to see that. It will just be Cash as the first map, and, well, there we go. Getting to see whether or not the best sponsors, or who the best sponsor will be, I suppose.
Is that really a statement in itself? I'm not sure if... I guess it is. It is a staff cup, right? So I think we heard that EGB were currently top of the ladder, I think. I'm just going by like kind of what I've heard word of mouth from the guys at Star Ladder who I'm pretty... I don't know, I'm going to trust in them. So EGB sitting top of the ladder of the something insert name staff cup. It's pretty good.
Yeah, in terms of the rosters, we can say that we've got some Polish blood, at least, for the G2A side, so maybe they can steal a little bit of the talent away from that pool. I am not expecting too much here, I'll be honest. My standards of this game are very, very low.
So what you're saying is it's a low bar for them to try to cross, which in the grand scheme of things is pretty good for them, not so much for us and for you guys at home. However, it does create a bit of an interesting dynamic, and one thing for sure is we have no idea if these guys have even played CS kind of much. They could just be kind of started playing Counter-Strike a year ago. Who knows at this point? One thing for sure is we are going to be kicking things off. G2A on that T side as they are going to be going for a bit of a strategic push straight out through mid, gambling up themselves up towards highway, going to try and route a couple of shots towards quad. Won't quite be able to land anything as Tactic.
Oh, God.
Going to miss every single shot that he fires. It's not too pretty. As G2A will just collapse all over that site, making themselves some sweet, sweet money. Their response can be made as Rathlos. He's going to at least find himself one, so it's a frag. But it's not quite around.
Ah, why isn't one of them called Brain? We'd have Pinky and the Brain. There you go. That's a reference. Done. Sorted. Rathalos. Will they take his wrath? A loss. No. We're going to see what he can actually do in this retake. So far, it's not looking too good as PitQ will actually take him down, and the G2A side will be gathering the lead for now. Of course, I'm as said, I don't know what we're going to be witnessing in terms of a lot of this. Tactic set the bar pretty damn low with that start to the round as he pretty much missed everything.
It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Is basically what it was.
Well, he had about 4 players running in him. It was more as if the needle was massive and there was hay around it, but he should have been able to.
Just because there was a gram of hay doesn't mean it's quite difficult to find, okay? Give the guy a break.
Never.
Looking towards Kalati? Kalati? I don't know.
His name is Cud.
Cud? We'll go with Cud. It will be a couple of frags to be found. Some SMGs going to be just spamming away as they try and find themselves some economic value. As Pinky will find himself at least one frag with the pistol, so they are doing quite a bit. As Free and Raph have fallen. But it is still Rathalos and Pinky left standing for EGB.
Yeah, he got himself a Galil, so something a little bit additional to play with. They did fully force into this one, and in terms of what's left on the G2A side, they only have SMGs, so there is some potential here. The only problem is they're not actually challenging at all. They're opting to save the rifle. They can drop the 5.7 over to a teammate, and well, I'm hoping to see some exciting plays at least. Maybe something interesting, because something we didn't see in the last show match we casted, well, the Chinese were taking it very, 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 very seriously. And what that actually meant was we didn't see any sort of snazzy plays, whereas we did get to see, of course, Paul, also known as Red Eye, play with the Bison and try and style a little bit there. Hindu will, in fact, drop one right towards the end, and make it a little bit more costly. But all in all, not a bad start for the G2A side, and they're going to look to possibly get a rifle or something on the board, at least to secure versus Pinky, who still actually has that Galil in play ready for this round.
Question is, will Pinky actually be able to do any damage? Because he has an opportunity to really do quite a lot in terms of try and almost play for the 1 versus 1s with just a solitary
they're going in his direction. They've gone for the one-man stack with the weapon, and then the rest will go in the other direction. So
this could be pretty good for him, providing he can hit the shots, and he's going to be spraying off, does some damage, eventually going to take down Raph now, looking for a second one. Makes a bit of a mess of things as Cud will eventually find the tray, but hey, he found one. He did his job. What was his team?
Did his job.
He found himself a frag at least. That's something.
He needed like 4 to win the round.
He needs to pull out an ace basically to win the round. But I mean, the rest of his team, they could have been there. They could have helped him somewhat instead of stacking another site.
Nah, failed.
All they were about now is just giving the SMGs some money.
See, if you remove the human bit or the Hugh bit, then he's a postman.
Good talk.
Maybe he's a postman. You never know.
Maybe he is quite literally the EGB postman. He works in the mail office on a day-to-day basis, sorts out through the mail.
So.
Yeah.
Post-human Pat.
Yeah, post-human Pat.
And his black and white cat. Early in the morning. They've actually left the Galil on the floor there, so wasted a little bit of money in this round on the T side. Clearly feeling that they are ballers at this point and already trying to spend up that extra cash. There is a buy now on the board for the CT side, although it's lacking in utility quite heavily. And one of the things I'm intrigued to look towards is what sort of nade utility we will see. Of course, a crazy decoy thrown out by Hindu to almost blow the minds of his opposition. They are spraying towards the boost spot, but I'm not sure how well the EGB side will have their running boosts on point as of yet.
I feel like they're a very well-rehearsed team. They've put a lot of effort into practicing those particular running boosts, and I feel like we're watching a well-oiled machine.
I feel like you're lying.
I might be lying. That's up for you to decide.
That's something a liar would say.
That's up for everyone at home to decide whether they want to believe in the optimism or they want to go for the pessimist route. Now at least they can make their own well-informed decision. I guess it wouldn't really be well-informed, but I mean, they've got to watch 3 rounds, right? That's all they need.
Maybe there's other EGB staff who know about this, but I do not. Raph will get the first kill of the round, but it's quickly traded back by Tatic. I wonder if he just missed out the C and he's actually the in-game leader. Either way, Pick will find one, but it's quickly traded out again. The CT's looking ever closer to getting their first round on the board. Still not finished yet, though. There's 2 Ts to deal with. The bomb's been planted. No real utility apart from a couple of flashbangs, so they can't just remove them with the ever-favoured HE when players are low. But they do have a sort of surrounding position. Nice flash. Will catch out Tatic, but unfortunately it doesn't matter. And he will even shoot his teammate after all of his opposition are dead.
Yeah, but because that is the smart call in Counter-Strike. Always give your teammates a bit of appreciation. A bit of a lovely love bite. Just to say, you know what, good job. You guys did good.
I will make you bleed. 3-1. The G2A, they have themselves that lead still, and will be coming back with a buy. Of course, the wasted money in the last round may come back to haunt them a little bit. I almost want to call him Cuddly.
Yeah, I think, Cuddly, Cuddlati. I think Cuddly is actually probably the best name I can pull from that.
It's cute.
It is cute. G2A, the cute team in this tournament. For the 2 teams that we've seen so far.
Ooh, Tatic. We'll go aggressive. Free with the AWP. Is not going to have any sort of response in this round, at least. Pinky looking to go aggressive as he's boosted into Vent. And, well, EGB already looking like they're about to try and turn the tables on this round with, well, a little bit of a interesting buy. They've got the MP9. I'm not sure if that was attempted to be a read into the economy of the T side or if they just genuinely didn't have the cash to buy back up. But whatever it was, they have an MP9 in play, and it's definitely not the SMG that you normally choose to go for against a full buy.
Right, there's always an opportunity for it to do some work, and judging by the fact they have a man advantage, it's a good opportunity for it really now to almost play for that upgrade, as it should be looking for the rifle of free. Pinky is going to be perched up in Vent. A couple of shots will land at his feet, just tempting him that maybe today is not going to be the day that he drops down and finds himself a couple of francs here and there. As he actually decides, you know what, I don't need to leave. I'm just going to throw a Molotov right at my feet. He burns away his possible exit route. As Tatic will find himself one. A drop will come in from Pinky. He actually connects a shot on towards Hindu. And G2A are just going to be dropping like flies. No marketplace to save them today, as it is just Pick and Raph left standing.
Yeah, already looking towards what the remaining two Ts can do. They've been shut down fairly effectively in this round so far. On the CT side, looking to rotate in already. Tatic holding an off angle from behind. The chances of them taking him down without him at least getting a kill are pretty slim, but with only 10 seconds left, there isn't too much of a rotational option. Raph will be able to find one with the AWP, but now they're just trying to save onto these weapons, and if EGB play this smart, they may be able to remove them after the round is done. Raph will find one more for his troubles, but now they're going to go on this attack. Only 24 HP. Peeking this would be a little bit nuts, but either way, EGB, they've got the round, but 2 rifles at least saved.
Making it nice and close, which is exactly what we want, right, Tom? We want the closest matches right to the full extent of 3 maps, and so far so good as we roll into what will be our 6th, the 2-3 scoreline. EGB do have the upper hand in terms of firepower. You do look towards G2A and go, okay, well, Free, he does have the AWP. They have the rifle on pick, of course, as well, so some utility for them gained overall, but it is going to be reliant on those players, and they have forced up around it, so there's going to be a bit of a Tech 9 hour play to roll on in. Is it going to work out in their favour? There's a whole different question, because their Tech 9s, they have to get close, and at least one thing that has been working out for EGB is getting the longer range picks.
Yeah, the big problem as well is their economy will be taking a bit of a troublesome hit if they don't actually win this round, because you have to remember 2 of the players actually saved. A bit of a whiff coming out from Free. Hasn't proved too much with this AWP just yet, and it's quite a hefty investment to have into this round, of course. Looking towards the CT side, but there you go, Free. He takes down Tatic, another player we've been a little bit worried about so far, and well, now there's the 2-2 split. The D gone to Raph as he looks to peak.
A couple of shots will go off eventually, going to connect one on towards Posthuman, as Pick finds himself another on towards H. That's certainly an ideal way to start things off. Now it is just going to be Rathalos and Pinky left standing, as they are going to somewhat get caught out. Hindu just being able to do the work with the Tech 9 close range towards connector, catching the flanker off guard, meaning it is now just Pinky. And he's also trying to go for this kind of flank down mid, but he's in a 1 versus 5. He's at this point definitely been spotted out. Hindu took his time to go for the frag, but we'll still mop him up with the M4 regardless.
Yeah, and looking at the economy now, the CT side, they didn't manage to build too much. It's H who has himself... Oh, is he from Steps? It's H from Steps.
Wow, okay.
You know, the blonde hair and like the tragedy? I don't know the rest.
I was hoping you did. I really wanted you to kind of break into song there. Can you get the lyrics up? I mean, maybe just kind of that can be the... If H comes up with a 3K at any point in time, you need to kind of break into song.
Yeah, I don't know the words. I think it's because I heard a parody and I can't sing it that on
Can't
air.
sing that parody, I'm pretty sure. can't quite. That's not quite PG-13 top.
No. Most parodies aren't, to be honest.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's kind of a common trait now, isn't it, nowadays? If you make a parody about something, 9 times out of 10, it's pretty damn common that it's probably offensive in some form or another. What is pretty offensive is the fact that G2A have got themselves out on towards the A site in a bit of a demeaning fashion, as the EGB haven't really responded at all with these pistols.
Yeah, looking towards Pinky, we also have Wrath, who's managed to get himself a rifle in hand as well. Spam away will not do too much, and actually it's going to be Piku to find himself that kill. Nice and easy stuff now, Posthuman looking to rotate in, but again, really the rifle should just be saved here, but never mind. Rathalos has other ideas, and, well, looking like the T's have got off to a great start on this map. Now the buy will be coming back up. Tatic, even with the AWP, but Posthuman having to skimp a little bit with the Mag 7, looking to deliver his packages close to the face.
Yeah, it's all about just dropping the lead right where it counts, all over the place. Of course, a bit of an interesting buy coming in for EGB. If they saved the rifle, we wouldn't be seeing a Mag 10, but what we are seeing is, well, it's going to be the Mag 10, backed up by Zeus. So far so good. Free will pop out on top of Boost, finds himself a pick on towards Tatic. Pinky to trade things back, dropping the AWP on top of Boost, meaning it's going to be a bit of a predicament in terms of if G2A want to go for a bit of a boost to pick that one back up and bring it into the round, but it really is the same sort of storyline towards EGB as well. They could also try and gain it, which we are seeing a bit of pressure being put on, but it is just one man. Post going to be there with the Max 7, finds himself 2, playing for the 3rd, eventually will be dropped by Hindu. It's not going to be too crazy just yet, as H will peek on out.
Yeah, H going back to 2000 with those kills, and there will not be a tragedy for his team. They will get themselves that sort of monetary position where they can buy back up, but unfortunately they're still not at a safe point yet in the haven of money over on G2A will be enough to actually get themselves a decent buyback to fight this one once more. Of course, the next round, whoever wins it will actually be sending the other back to somewhat of an economic drought, and you have to... Oh, God.
That's a good nade. That was one of the best nades I've witnessed in Counter-Strike in a long time. I feel like I have to visualize this for those who of course can't see us right now. Tom is basically smashing his head into the desk. Not too pleased about that one. Certainly not in agreement that was the best nade we've seen in Counter-Strike in a long time. Very innovative. Pushing new boundaries.
Yeah. Innovation comes across in many forms.
It's just like Apple headphones.
Yeah, just because they do it doesn't mean that it's necessarily right. Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will be finding the first kill of the round. Unfortunately, he's traded out. It will be down to Donatello to try and bring that one back.
Well, it's all about just reference game being on point.
Don't worry, Megan Fox is there to save the day in the new films at least. Look, guys, I pushed a button.
Is that your portrayal? I'm sure
That's pretty much the whole film. It's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are just spinning around, and then like basically Megan Fox pushed a button. It's a bit like Transformers films, where it's like, oh look, giant robots, but really the day will be saved by Shia LaBeouf, because that makes sense. Either way, we are seeing Hindu into a 1 versus 2 now. He's a little bit isolated, has to be careful from the rotation coming out from Postman Pat, and he's going to try and find Hindu. Not able to do it just yet. The bomb is actually down on the site as well with 15 seconds left on the table to play with. The flash is going to completely blind the wall, and the fake flash actually worked. He threw a pistol.
You know when you pistol flash and it works, that we reached a whole new level.
Works.
This is a new thing. We don't usually see this. And
is he playing on like a 3-inch 1 hertz monitor to not be able to tell that was a pistol?
You know what? I feel like just because you could give the man a break, give him a second to breathe.
What next? You go fake flash with an AWP.
Oh. It's again, it comes back down to that kind of innovation comment. He realised that, you know what, pistols, they're deadly. They can take me down at range, even if they are just on the floor. Think about the amount of news headlines you see about random guy steps over pistol and kills him.
What are you trying to say? Guns kill people, people don't kill people.
Yeah. Sounds like a US news headline.
Guns kill people. No, people kill people. Tech9 on to Cuddly. Got to try and basically get close and personal. The AWP will be on Hindu still. Manages to get that from the last round after falling back. Waiting to see if the T's will actually be able to continue their reign. They sort of had a bit of a hiccup now after the last couple of rounds, and the CT side, well, still not a huge amount of utility available, but at least they still have 5 rifles on the board, a couple of AKs which are saved from the last round. And in terms of their setup, it's looking pretty damn static at this point. Players barely moving at all, not going for any aggression, which is somewhat of a personal favourite of mine on Cash, to have some sort of aggressive push, especially over towards A main. My personal tactic is, if I run out of money, UMP, pop flash myself in off the floor, and then just run through the smoke that I throw and just scare the life out of everybody on the other team.
And this is why you're MGE. Just putting that out there, just prefacing that entire sentiment.
Sorry. What rank are you?
Sorry, I don't actually play match.
Oh, no. But do you have a rank?
No, actually.
That's a lie.
I got unranked yesterday.
That's a lie.
Check your facts.
That's a lie.
Tatic finds his little frag on towards Raph. We'll find potentially another one towards
It's
Hindu.
less than me, for
Flicks
anybody
up
wondering.
towards Free.
Hashtag UKCS.
Yeah. Make the UK great again. Tatic doing the job for his team, and maybe he's Tarek instead of Tatic overall. Who knows?
No. No.
You don't want to give him the benefit of the doubt?
No. He is top of the team.
Yeah, so that warrants
Still no.
warrants the level of play.
He is not the professional Counter-Strike player for Optic. He is someone who works at EGB. I don't know. I'd love it if we had their job titles.
That's what we should do, yeah. We should try and work out their job titles. So we've discovered that Posthuman is the postman for EGB. What are we thinking for H?
Well, he's from Steps.
So he's basically the performer for EGB. He sings in the office, entertains.
That was he works on the building of stuff because he worked on the Steps.
Okay, smooth. What about Rathalos? What does he do for a living?
He's the boss because obviously that they feel his wrath whenever anything goes wrong.
Okay. Pinky?
Well, he can't be the brain because it's Pinky and the brain. So I'd say that he's probably like a heavy lifter or something, maybe another builder, or I don't know, possibly just one of the workers.
Wow. Pinky just one of the generic spots. As, in fairness, G2A are getting relatively close to making this one work, but it is now just Pick-U with 8 HP as the bomb is going to find its way to being defused. Pick-U still just going to be staring through the smoke, hoping that one day the smoke will disappear and he'll be able to see right on through it. But unfortunately, there is no alt-tab bug for him to try and utilize today, as he will just be dropped down. The defuse will come in. And well, now we go over towards G2A. What do we think Raph does for a living?
He's a turtle that's a ninja.
Okay, so he's a turtle ninja. Does a lot of the kind of fitness stuff for G2A. What about Pick-U?
Pick-U's, what was the... He works in HR. He hires everybody, and he goes, do you know what? I pick you.
So he's responsible for this team then. That was terrible. That was a whole new level. We're just really sinking.
And then free is the person who lets the people go.
Yeah, just lets them
You're
be free.
/fired. I'm not going to say what Hindu does because I think I might get in trouble.
That's a bit offensive.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to make any religious jokes.
You're already crossing the line just by saying
but
it.
What do I say about Hindu? Okay, then. What does Hindu do?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's better than saying I'm not going to make it.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to offend anyone.
Yeah.
Cuddly is...
He just gives everyone cuddles for a living.
No. He works at the other side of HR, causing disputes, or stopping disputes.
Oh, okay.
So you have to kiss and make up or cuddle.
Well, that's how G2A solve their office disputes, ladies and gents. It's all about either cuddling or a good kiss and make up, apparently. Cuddly will be going at one of his opposition with a Glock. Makes it work. Gains himself still a rifle to toy around with. It is going to be a 2 versus 3. But emphasis being placed on the fact that right now the boss of EGB is...
He's in-game leader, obviously.
Yeah, he's obviously the in-game leader. So
he doesn't need to frag.
He doesn't need to frag. He's just delegating to his teammates and relying on them just doing the damage for him. Let's say Pronax frags.
Not when they win.
Yeah.
When they win, he doesn't normally frag. When they lose, then he's top.
Well.
Just check it out. When they lose, Pronax will be at the top. And that's just how it works.
So,
entry fragger.
7-5. EGB versus G2A. How do you think things are going so far? I've got to say, I do feel like...
I think that the EGB have won 7 rounds and G2A have won 5.
Descriptive. I think that the way EGB have been winning the rounds has been interesting.
I don't.
Wow. Okay, thank you.
Pretty standard setup.
Going to drop himself 2 back-to-back headshots. It's been good. Rathalos going to be there to fall to his grave. His tactic will trade him out, just playing the bait and switch. But he's still just... No one's going to check the corner. They really should have checked that corner. They should definitely know he's there by now. But he picks himself up at 4K because no one repeatedly does
Leave
check the corner.
Rathalos alone.
Got to check the corner.
He's got 4 assists. He's doing something.
Questions will be asked. Well,
maybe they'll have to... The board of directors will have to get a new boss.
Well, don't let your memes be dreams, Tom. That's all I've got to say. G2A, I've got the Tech 9s in play. Maybe they can go absolutely huge in this round, deliver us something, a spectacle to witness as they will be going a bit aggressive through Squeaky, a triple man stack, 2 to follow up through a main. And, well, if they can go aggressive, there's always potential for them to find the headshots and make this one work, Tom.
We're looking towards sort of T-side with their pistols here. Got to try and basically run and gun. Have a bit of fun, and then they're done. Pun.
Yep.
They have guns. Let's go!
They do have guns indeed,
We
Tom.
are waiting
Thanks
there.
for your
They're having a
observation.
little bit of a delayed push here, trying to bait out some of the nades. Unfortunately, EGB are not falling for this one. They are ready and waiting to dunk in onto the site. A Molotov, which will slow down any sort of push. Now come the pistols, and everybody's just getting shut down. The Molotov will, in fact, find a kill, and Postman Pat gets a quad.
Yeah, just going to be doing the work for his team, stepping up in a nice little manner. Of course, Rathalos still just going to be going full delegation, as he's only managed to find himself 1 pick so far, as we are coming into what will be the culmination of our first half. G2A, they're going to be playing for their 6th. That's going to be kind of the goal for them at this point, just getting themselves 2-6, the 9-6 scoreline being workable for a T-side on cash. It's not necessarily an impossible one to work with, but already Tatic going to kick things off with a first AWP pick, just bearing down over towards mid. As will be a bit of an aggressive push coming in. Pick Q will punish H in return to adjust things back to a 4 versus 4, and well, there's always potential for G2A still to trade things out.
Yeah, back to this 4v4 position, of course. G2A aren't having a very good T-side. As we said, they started with the pistol win, came back with a couple of rounds. Other than that, it's been a long streak now for the European mix. Of course, the Polish are renowned for having the sort of up and down games, and well, Virtus Pro definitely not in a slump anymore, but they have been one of the teams, probably because they stuck together so long, but they've fought through their problems, and that's what we're waiting for here. Free will get another with the AWP, pushing out aggressively onto short. There's not really any support at the moment from the CT side, but it will be Postman. He's done himself the work. Gets 2, looking for a little bit more, and they haven't been able to isolate him up until we see Piku actually getting on and back. The rotation from Wrath, he has to hit the shots and eventually gets himself the kill, but Piku in a 1 versus 2, if he can find the first duel onto the player with full HP, he will almost certainly take this, but peeks out with a Molotov, and Pinky will take his brain.
Doing the job, meaning EGB get themselves to 10. So it is going to be a 10-5 scoreline. Really good opportunity for EGB now to try and push for the pistol round and then storm on ahead and walk away with this first map. It, of course, is a full best of three series, Tom, which is, well, it's going to be good fun, isn't it? Are you looking forward to the second map?
I'm ecstatic.
You look like you're loving it.
This is one of the best series I've ever cast my whole life.
If you got to say something, you got to believe in it, Tom. You got to say it from the gut. even if it's flat out sarcasm, you got to.
So exciting. Just can't hide. Well, half 2 coming up. Definitely need to see the pistol coming in for G2A going onto the CT side, as you do expect the individuals on this T side to be able to take things over the line. Rathalost will just be carried in the Dora Explorer backpack all the way to the finish, as he is currently on 2 kills, but it's the rest of the team that are stepping up big. Pinky has been able to just do his damage, and while Postman Pat has had some big rounds.
Yeah, some very huge rounds, finding himself a quadra kill at times as he just stops his opposition dead in the tracks. Of course, it is going to be one where you kind of look towards things and go, well, a little bit of effort has to be put in terms of G2A. Of course, this T side now, EGB, are we looking to claim themselves the pistol round and from there mount on ahead and walk away with the game. If they do find things, it does make it much more almost expected. But in terms of response from G2A, it's going to be 3 sets of Kevlar, the utility players on Piku, as well as Raf there with double flashbang and a frag grenade.
Yeah, interesting about that extra utility. I want to see where Postman actually does decide to put that very Molotov. Of course, we're looking at the push about to come in through Squeaky, and this will be the sort of split situation. The smoke will come down, leaving a little bit of a gap. Maybe an opportunity for the CT side, but so far so good. H looking to step up so far, having a big round, and maybe Steps will even want to make a reunion after this performance.
I'd love it if Steps made a reunion. That'd really make my day.
Can you name a single Steps song?
No, but I think it would be great. I think it would make my day.
I was singing one of them like 10 minutes ago.
Doesn't mean... I see, one thing you learn about songs, right, is when someone's singing a song, you can either try and go for the kind of the clutch play, just pick out a random word and hope that usually is the song name.
I only sung one word, and that was the name of the song.
Oh, well, usually...
Tragedy.
Tragedy, right. Okay, learn something new every day.
Should look up some more Steps songs.
Yeah, you have to come out with some quality Steps content now.
I want to see how many I actually remember of Steps. Oh, 5, 6, 7. 8.
I remember that actually. I didn't know it was Steps. I wouldn't be able to recall that as Steps, but listen to that. Childhood memories flashing back. G2A have got themselves the pistols on board. 4 sets of Kevlar to work with. Piku is going to be on the more lacking end with just a 5-7, but still, EGB, they're going to be looking to hate themselves quite a lot of money, just really going to be hedging their bets at this point, as they've got themselves a quadra setup of Mac 10s. One will already be falling as Tatic hits the deck, and Raf going to be doing some work as well. Piku finding another one. It's really starting to work out hugely at this point. As Raf now is going to be sticking the defuse into to find the last. And it's going to be the CT side claiming themselves around.
They picked up 4 Mac 10s.
Yeah, they picked up every single Mac 10.
I've never seen that happen before.
Are you not a fan
side
of the
pick up 4 Mac 10?
The quad Mac 10 buy?
No, I am not a fan of the Quad Mac 10 buy.
Elaborate for us. Elaborate for those at home who are watching this one as fresh-faced Counter-Strike new players.
Well, because it's a weapon that is basically used for players that don't have any armor. So if you have one or two, maybe you can get away with it, but you need some rifles as security, or at least just a UMP, which actually does damage to armored players. Now, to predict that in the second round, the CT side wouldn't have any armor is pretty much clutching at straws, but, well, two of them are at least keeping it back in. A lot of damage currently being done, and this is going to let them line up for Hindu. He's going for the ace, and he stole it! Cuddly stole it the last second.
Turns out, Cuddly, not only does he solve
Scumbag
the
Cuddly.
but he also
Scumbag.
he causes them. Scumbag is, I don't know, that's a bit brutal.
Scumbag.
Well, Cuddly, I feel sorry for you, but you've been labelled a scumbag. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. Now, 11-7, an opportunity for G2A to really start clawing their way back into things. They've got themselves the ADP on Free, who is going to be looking to dispatch of a couple of members of his opposition. But not actually going to be doing anything just yet, playing ever so patiently, as it will be a bit more aggression being made by Cuddly as he gets himself up close and personal. The push is going to be coming in. Pinky finds himself the first, looking now for the second on towards Raph as well, who's going to make his head somewhat known. As Pinky just enabled an opportunity to spray him down.
Yeah, already the CT buy doesn't seem to be working out too well, as Pinky's just taking this into his own hand, getting that Dora backpack out, ready and waiting to try and bring this one home for EGB. Of course, this is map 1 of 3. Pinky in position to get his fourth, and, well, now he's onto the ace. Will he get away with it? Yes, he will. Pinky goes ham, and, well, I think we may need to check his mouse.
Yeah, really just starting to highlight some mouse lifting.
Killquee.
What is with the pronunciation of that? I've actually was meaning to ask you about this, because you've made the same pronunciation a couple of times now. Where do you get your pronunciation from?
I don't know.
Killquee? Kukli?
I haven't asked the bloke himself how he says it, so
Fair enough.
I haven't been able to run into him at any lands.
I wonder why. Tatic, the first to fall was Raph, going to spam on away with the deagle. Lands himself a shot to play with. It was free. Going to be meeting to a similar fate as Pinky. Will catch him off as he goes nice and aggressive. G2A not really looking too pretty in this round. They are just going to be standing proud with those pistols, though. Certainly not going to be holding back.
Have they just got like Pasha or someone just like playing in Pinky's place?
Well, you would never actually realize, would you? If you think about it, this could be the Dozier scenario all over again, and no one would know.
Dozier X-Guard. Women everywhere.
All over the place. 24/7.
Wrath will get himself a kill.
Good. It's the first kill of the half. Good stuff. Cuddly going to find himself one of his own on towards post.
Flank. Doesn't actually work out from there, and H from Steps will actually finish this one off. I actually don't know any other member of Steps other than H.
Why do you, so what? There must be a story behind this, right?
No, it's just the most basic name ever. H. It's a letter.
So you just remember it because of that sole reason?
Yeah, because it's like remembering a short name, like my name. A lot of people remember my name because it's 3 letters. Okay. Now that means if someone who I meet has a really complicated name, I suck at remembering names anyway. So then I'm screwed because they will not remember my name. Well, they will remember my name. I won't remember theirs, and then I come off as a no.
So basically, what you're explaining is the 2016 normal social awkward scenarios. Good to know. One thing is for sure, G2A are in a bit of an awkward scenario themselves, as they got 7 rounds.
What's your name again?
Exactly. No one needs to know my name.
Phil, isn't it?
I just don't exist. My name is Phil. Yep. Thanks for that one, Matt. Appreciate it.
Oh, well, just in case he's watching.
I'm sure Matt is sitting at home right now, loving life, just relaxing, watching some GT races, enjoying EGB and G2A.
Top tier quality.
Definitely not out on an event. Free. Finds himself a pick on towards Tatic to open things up for his team. And what can they capitalize off of that? So far, they've really struggled to make a lot of plays happen. They have kind of fell apart towards the latter portion of rounds. Maybe this will be different.
Maybe. Free. He does manage to get himself a second glass cannon up, working quite nicely for him. And now that Pinky's dead, it has to be down to Postman Pat. The nade will dunk perfectly onto his opposition's wall. And, well, won't actually do too much. Maybe if this was Battlefield, it would take the wall down. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Rathalos thought that his feet were hot. Turns out they were on fire, and he will get taken out of the round, leaving Postman Pat And H from steps to try and fight this one back already. The dunk comes on to free, and he is almost free as a bird, but he actually manages to take the head straight off. And now H is left to fight this one back. He's got 4 kills in this half total. He needs to make it 7.
Yeah, so got quite a lot of work to do in the grand scheme of things. It's just going to be holding the angle. Has the bomb
Pretty
planted
sure
him.
they can,
Going to be going for a shot.
It's not planted very well though, because they can just defuse it from
Yeah,
default.
it was kind of it was an attempt at an open plant, but he still failed miserably. Doesn't matter. Raph is going to find the frag, and I've got to say, throwback to Rathalos. He steps out of the fire, then decides to step back into the fire. What is the thought process?
Well, he thought he was cool enough that he could get away with it.
Yeah, because there's a bar in Counter-Strike, in case you didn't know, ladies and gents. It's in the bottom left, and the lower it gets, the cooler you are, apparently.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I genuinely feel sorry, because it's kind of ironic, right? We were talking about this at the start, and when we were chatting to the Starlight guys, we were joking around, and we were like, well, it's going to be a super professional. Everyone's got this. It's going to be one of the most serious matchups we've seen all day. That really is that actually couldn't have been a better time. Could have been a better time to show us that.
How do you even do that?
I mean, why not? Why not enjoy it, right? Why not? Literally, that was the best timing it possibly could have been. Just as we're saying how we were planning on bringing a bit more of a professional vibe and enjoying it, but so far not so good. Very much more laid back side of things, and it's been a bit of a hilarious matchup. PQ is going to fling on out with the M4, finds himself one. Tazik will respond, Cuddly to find one of his own. The CT side are starting to put up a bit of a fight.
Yeah, decent positioning. They will actually get the bomb down over towards A, and Postman, he has to do a lot of damage. Actually finds one already. Doesn't take much of a trade in damage back at all. Will rotate back over towards Quad, and it is a 2 versus 2. They have a position behind, but Rathalos is sort of lost, I think. Doesn't actually understand how Counter-Strike works, and is a potato.
Good job, Rathalos. You did good.
Luckily, they don't actually have a kit. Now, he's actually
if he
going to
actually
win
does
this.
this.
That is some of the worst Counter-Strike I've ever watched in my life. From both teams.
I don't know how we won that.
Because the guy with the kit was not defusing the bomb. Rathalos clearly with the clutch meister. Crims, you could learn from this guy.
Rathalos is the best player in the server, ladies and gentlemen. Got his team to 14 rounds. Potentially could be a round that now wins them the game, because you look at G2A. They have themselves pistols, they have themselves Kevlar, but that is going to be about it. Throwing around completely.
Throwing for skins. Maybe they bet on EGB. on their own
I don't know if that's
website.
a... Post-human could open things up with a
Sorry,
frag on towards
I
him.
buy power, is that you?
How cool that they want their players back. Pinky, they had to find himself another frag, but it's just going to be him dropping them like flies. As well, one thing is for certain. EGB are going to be fulfilling the IBP requests and get themselves to 15. Needing just one more round. That is a terrible... We're probably getting it. I can imagine the backlash on that joke already. It's going to be great.
There's thousands of viewers that could tattle on us.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of curious on what the count is, but we can get into that one.
7.
7. Straight off the cuff.
I'm going with 7. Nova on to Hindu. He's got the belief.
Yep. A lot of work with. Tatic going to be there to look for the frag through the smoke, as we are just seeing Raph dancing around the edges with this Deagle. Going to be trying to do so much work, but the answer is actually he does pretty much nothing. H is 2 HP. But Cuddly next to fall as he will at least spam on away and claim the life of Pinky. Leaving just Hindu with Nova and free and Picky with the FAMASs in hand. And Picky already going to be led to his death now, just leaving just 2. The flank is going to be coming in. This Nova could absolutely make some huge plays. This could be great.
Okay, that's map 1 done.
Yeah, no, that's map 1 done, ladies and gents. 16-8. Yeah, that is it's been a bit of fun one.
Yeah, EGB stringing quite a few rounds a row together in the end, and really just pulled it home on their CT side. Eventually closed it out by an amazing clutch by Rathalos. Either way, that is it now for map number 1. We will be back in just a moment with our second, and hopefully we will see the comeback from G2A.